top Grand Circuit drivers meet at the Langhorne Speedway for the 150-mile late model stock car Grand National Championship. 46 of the country's top drivers are ready to compete in this grueling grind. On hand to act as honorary starter is the popular maestro, Paul Whiteman. And they're off and roaring in this 150-mile test of mechanical and human endurance. Lee Pretty of Randleman, North Carolina, in car number 42, captured first place in the time trials, and he breaks into the lead from his post position. But he figures to have plenty of competition in this chips down derby from defending champion Buck Baker of Charlotte, North Carolina, Herb Thomas of Olivia, North Carolina, Dick Rathman of Daytona Beach, Florida, and Al Keller of Green Acres City, Florida. Herb Thomas, the 1953 Grand National Circuit champion, is the man that Petty feels he has to beat to capture honors in this race. Petty's number 42 eats up the track as the North Carolinian in his 1954 Chrysler heads the field for the first 81 miles. Misfortune strikes the likable Southerner on the 87th lap, as with his car hitting on only 4 cylinders, he loses his lead and drops out. Zooming into the first spot is Herb Thomas, piloting number 92, a 1954 Hudson. Thomas burns up the oval as he takes a commanding lead, and there's just no catching the 1953 Grand National Circuit King, who is setting a record pace for the remaining 69 miles. At the finish, it's number 92, Herb Thomas, the winner, followed in second place by number 23, Al Keller, and in third, number 3, Dick Rathman. All of the first 3 finishers were piloting 1954 Hudsons. And it's a great day for the victorious Herb Thomas. His time of 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 19/100 seconds sets a new track record.
At the Langhorne Speedway in eastern Pennsylvania, the fastest stock cars and drivers in the country move into position for the start of the Grand National 250-mile championship race. The signal is given to start the engines, and it isn't long before 68 roaring machines are ready and raring to go. And more than 20,000 spectators are on hand to watch the action. Here they come round the bend, gaining speed for the start. And they're off. Before the crowd has time to settle down, Herb Thomas, national stock car champion, driving a 1954 Hudson, jumps into the lead. Also up among the front runners and jockeying for position are Dick Rathman, last year's winner, Buck Baker, and Lee Petty. With no more than 5 miles safely tucked away, the pace begins to take its toll. As a result of a pileup on the far turn, 7 cars are put out of commission. Hold on now. Herb Thomas's lead is in danger as Buck Baker steps on the gas and quickly moves to the front in his new Oldsmobile 88. Coming past the stands, Baker opens up a commanding lead, and the North Carolina driver has a good chance of going all the way. Then a pit stop proves the undoing of Buck Baker as he loses precious time and the lead. Watch closely or you'll miss Herb Thomas as he pilots his car at breakneck speed, threading his way between autos and once more taking command. Thomas posted the fastest time in qualifying for this event, and with a good lead and the laps rolling by, he has a chance of taking home all the marbles. with just one more lap to go, meaning that there's only a mile left. It's now or never for these boys. But still showing the way is car number 92 with Herb Thomas at the wheel. There's the flag naming Herb Thomas the winner. Number 42, Lee Petty, driving a new Chrysler, finishes second. Herschel McGriff, number 14, comes through in his Oldsmobile 88 to finish third. In winning this Grand National Championship race, Herb Thomas sets a new record of 3 hours, 30 minutes, and 42 seconds for the 250 miles. It must have been a dusty 3½ hours. A star-spangled field of daredevil drivers rev their engines at the Langhorne Speedway for the 150-mile Grand National Stock Car Championship. 43 of the country's top dirt track pilots get set, led by Tim Flock of Atlanta, Georgia, 1955's Grand National Circuit champion. The youngest entrant is 22-year-old Ray Chake, the rambling rebel from Cincinnati, Ohio. Popular maestro Paul Whiteman of TV and radio fame gets set to take a pre-race junket around Langhorne's track. More than 25,000 racing addicts await the starter's flag. But first, we bring you an exclusive feature. Our cameraman climbed aboard the pace car for the preliminary lap. Here, photographically, are the results of his thrilling spin around the oval. A real once-in-a-lifetime thrill of roller coaster proportions. They're off and rolling on the grueling 150-mile test of mechanical stamina and endurance over Langhorne's mile track. Top favorites, along with Grand National champion Tim Flock, are two North Carolinians, Buck Baker of Charlotte, who opened from the pole position, and Herb Thomas of Sanford. Baker, driving a Chrysler, prevailed in the time trials with a clocking slightly better than 91 miles per hour. For the opening 25 miles, Baker in car number 87 and unheralded Speedy Thompson, a fellow townsman from Charlotte, duel virtually bumper to bumper. The rest of the field isn't far behind, and if the early going is any indication, a terrific finish may be in the offing. Misfortune strikes Thompson on the 26th lap. After losing control, he crashes into the rail. And although Speedy is physically okay, his hopes of victory are shattered. Number 87, Buck Baker, continues to lead in his 335 horsepower Chrysler at the midway mark. The race has been slowed by caution flags only twice. And as the speedsters roar into the final 10 miles, Buck Baker has the lead to himself. Baker opened with an average lap time of 41 seconds. Now he's using 44 as he coasts to a record-breaking conquest. There's the finish. Buck Baker is the victor in a sparkling time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 32 seconds. A new world's record for a dirt track. The happy Baker on the left is congratulated by second-place finisher Herb Thomas. Both drove 1956 Chryslers. Baker receives the handsome trophy symbolic of the 1956 National Championship, and his wife adds a prize of her own.
Hold on to your hats for the highlights of a scintillating stock car race. The cars are tuned to a T, and the drivers are wild and woolly wheelmen who make the action as hot as the weather. Philadelphia's Municipal Stadium Oval is the proving ground for these lovers of speed and thrills. A lot of time and effort goes into the molding of these hot rods. The bodies are old, but the engines are new and powerful. They take a beating, but usually come through with flying colors. The races are NASCAR sanctioned, and two of the brightest young stars in the Eastern section are competing in the feature event. Baltimore, Maryland's Killer Ken Marriott and Mad Monk Keller of Pottstown, Pennsylvania. The pace car driver leads the cars around for the start of the Philadelphia Sweepstakes, a 25-lap race. The cars are all in position, and they're off. The oval is only a quarter of a mile. There's not much straightaway, but plenty of curves, making this race all the more exciting. With nothing in their way, the souped-up hot rodders are hopping along at a fast clip. The steering wheel is always hard to the left, with the foot back and forth between the gas and brake. It's too bad if anything gets in the way of these fast-moving cars. Number 61 is Mad Monk Keller in the lead. Killer Ken Marriott is close behind, and so is the rest of the field. There's a lot of jostling going on as the cars make the turn, and in the straightaway, a pileup develops. Nobody's hurt, and the race continues with Mad Monk Keller still showing the way. Cars are quick to pick up speed, trying to chop the lead built up by the Pottstown pilot. Keller gets a banging up as they round the turn, but Mad Monk isn't shaken up. The white flag is down for the final lap. Keller is still on top, and he leads a flock of stock jockeys across the finish line at the end of this exciting 25-lap feature. It's a big win for Mad Monk Keller, who hopes someday to crack into the big time.
Newest and most complete automobile racetrack, the Trenton Speedway, is inaugurated in great style with the 300-mile National Championship stock car race. 3 drivers who have won the Indianapolis 500 are represented in the large field. Car number 5, a 1957 Mercury sedan, will be driven by Sam Hanks, record-breaking winner of this year's 500. Sam would like to add more glory to his career before retiring at the end of the season. Johnny Parsons, another 500 victor, will also pilot a 1957 Mercury. If Parson requires any relief during the race, Jim Rathman will spell him. Rathman is the gentleman who gave Hanks such a battle in the 500. Another driver who is always among the top finishers is Johnny Mance. Mance will wheel a 1957 Mercury. A cloud of balloons summons the drivers onto the track. The huge pack answers the call, and the big 300-mile haul is underway. Ralph Moody in car number 22, a 1957 Ford, takes advantage of his number 1 pole position and jumps into a fast lead. Moody, who hails from Daytona, Florida, led all qualifiers with an average speed of 93 miles per hour. He has the gas pedal to the floorboards now as he proves his qualifying time was no fluke. On the 50th lap, Moody is forced into the pits with mechanical trouble. The repairs are lengthy, and Moody watches helplessly as speedy Sam Hanks in number 5 moves his Mercury out in front. Hanks has been running second behind Moody, and this is the kind of break he needed. Johnny Mance in car number 1 takes over the second spot and goes after Hanks. Johnny Parsons in car number 12 is rolling along in third, but Russ Allen moves number 98, a 1957 Ford, past Parsons in a blaze of speed to gain the 3rd position. The battle for positions is torrid, and on the 115th lap, Bill Walker spins out and is through for the day. Russ Allen applies his brakes in the nick of time to avoid hitting Walker's ill-fated car. Allen's sudden stop cost him 3rd place, and he'll find it hard to regain what he has lost. Sam Hanks in number 5 is still burning up the track as he fights off challenger after challenger to remain in 1st place at the 3/4 mark. Jim Rathman has taken over the driving chores for Johnny Parsons in car number 12 and quickly becomes involved in a bitter struggle for 2nd place with Johnny Mance in car number 1. Both drivers have their eyes set on overtaking the pace-setting Sam Hanks. Nance finally breaks loose from Rathman and is now right on the bumper of the front-running Hanks. Nance tries desperately to rocket by Hanks, but the 500 winner will have none of that, and the battle continues. Hanks has opened up a full-length lead over Mance, and at the finish, it's Sam Hanks, the winner, with Johnny Mance finishing second. Hanks covered the 300 miles in 3 hours and 35 minutes to show the kind of driving that has put his name at the top of the list in automobile racing.
The cars are the same ones you see every day on the highway, but there's a definite difference in the drivers at Daytona Beach, Florida, where wide-open speed is king in the Grand National for late model stocks. 160 miles of sand and macadam make this race one of the toughest. 30 drivers challenge the grueling course as the starter sends them off on the first lap with 38 to go. Dick Foley of Montreal, Canada, spins out at the start and has to take his position at the tail of the pack. It's a free-for-all on the sandy straightaway strip, and the north turn is a nightmare as the cars battle wheel to wheel. Paul Goldsmith and his Pontiac number 3 are going the fastest of all and lead the brigade after 15 laps. Curtis Turner, who the previous day captured the stock convertible championship, has number 28 in second place, only seconds behind Goldsmith. Coming off the beach and into the north turn, the auto jockeys are in for a hair-raising time as brakes send the machines almost out of control. Another car meets its doom as it crashes over the embankment and catches fire. Both car and driver are finished in this race. Paul Goldsmith is lapping the tail enders, and he picks up a few valuable seconds as Curtis Turner spins out on the beat. Turner is quickly back in the race and renews the chase. After 30 laps, Paul Goldsmith pulls into the pit for a supply of fuel. Goldsmith, formerly a top motorcycle rider, won the Daytona Motorcycle Championship in 1953 and posted the fastest qualifying time for this race with a clocking of 140 miles an hour. In a matter of seconds, Paul is back in the battle, which has been a tight scrap from the beginning. Number 3 is Goldsmith's 58 Pontiac, and it's led this race all the way. Starting from the pole position, Goldie has been averaging 103 miles an hour. Runner-up Curtis Turner of Roanoke, Virginia, is in a do-or-die effort as he bids to overtake the pace setter. Goldsmith hangs on and racks up a scant 2-second victory over Curtis Turner in a close finish. Paul Goldsmith and his Pontiac withstood the challenge of both Turner and the dangerous course to win the last Grand National to be run over Daytona's soft sands.
The lure of rich prizes and the excitement of speed bring an A1 field of stock jockeys out of the Midwest to Langhorne, the East Premier Speedway, for a national 250-mile late model stock car championship race. The favorite to make victory lane after 250 miles is Nelson Stacy, who's piloting a 1958 Chevrolet. A 57 Ford number 23 will have a racing veteran of 27 years behind the wheel. He's Mike Claypack. 18,000 spectators are in the grandstand as the pace car leads the parade of 31 cars. They're all even and the starting flag is down. All 31 accelerators are jammed to the floorboard as the 250-mile race gets underway. It's a furious charge around the first turn, with the wild and woolly wheelman jockeying for position. As the cars come off the backstretch and into the turn, there's a lot of traffic on Langhorne's 1-mile dirt track. But once on the straightaway, the huge field quickly spreads out, as some of the drivers have the speedometer needle pushing past the 100-mile mark. Stacy in number 2 has his Chevy buzzing along in quest of the top spot. Stacy's goal is quickly realized as he pulls past the front runners and moves his car into first place. Stacy's speed is unequal as he rounds the turn and heads into the stretch for the 150th time today. More than one half of the starting field of 31 cars are 1958 models manufactured in Detroit's Motor City. Car number 23 with Mike Claypack at the wheel has been paced excellently. Mike has been laying back in 4th place, waiting for the leading cars to burn out under the sizzling pace. Claypack decides to make his move and watch him go. The Warren, Ohio veteran saves ground on the inside and he's challenging for second place with less than 75 miles to go. A battered car doesn't stop Nelson Stacy. Stacy is still blazing along the lead in spite of a missing hood and a ripped fender that is in an upright position from the force of the wind. Stacy is the darling of the crowd as he refuses to quit. Luck really runs out on Nelson Stacy. His Chevy is out of gas on the 244th lap. Using the few ounces remaining in the tank, Stacy backs into the pits. The unfortunate incident occurred with only 6 laps to go. With Stacy in the pits, number 23 Claypack takes over the top position, and he's going to be a mighty tough man to catch. Claypack can smell that prize money as he opens up his Ford to the limit. A roar goes through the crowd as Nelson Stacy and the battered car refuse to stay in the pits, and the game twosome are once again in the race. Only 15 cars are left on the dirt track, with 16 in the pits suffering from mechanical difficulties. Stacy has moved back into contention, and less than 4 car lengths separate him from the front-running Mike Claypack as they race the final lap. It doesn't look like Stacy can overtake Claypack, who thunders his Ford around the final turn and into the home stretch. Here's the finish, and Claypack noses out Stacy in a dramatic race. The veteran Mike Claypack wheels his 57 Ford into victory lane. Claypack receives his winnings, but Nelson Stacy captures the hearts of the crowd in Langhorne's spine-tingling 250-mile National Stock Car Championship. The stock car racing record book takes a solid pounding as the elite of the speed specialists go to the pole for the 500-mile baptism of the new Daytona Beach International Speedway in Florida. 50,000 fans are on hand for the unveiling of the 2.5-mile circular turnpike. But there isn't a traffic cop on duty today. Pre-race tune-ups are underway as an experimental Cadillac sports car makes its debut in front of the pits. These two local cuties just love a man in a sports car, but they seem to get a little shy when this contrasting antique buggy chugs by. Veteran driver Curtis Turner of Charlotte, North Carolina had his troubles in the qualifying runs, but he's still a favorite. Fireball Roberts is a local lad of national fame, and he'll be at the wheel of a 1959 Pontiac. Something new in racing is this pit-the-car radio hookup on Turner's 1959 Thunderbird. The starter gets the big field off into the parade lap as 59 brand new automobile engines hum in eager unison. But the hum turns to an ear-splitting roar as the green flag goes down, and there they go. The formalities are over for good, and 3 men and machines throw the throttle wide open in quest of the richest prize in stock car history, $62,660, with nearly $23,000 awaiting the victor. Taking the turn in front of the grandstand, Bob Wellborn, Shorty Rollins, Fritz Wilson, and Marvin Pench scrambled for the lead. Pole winner Wellborn qualified for this one at 140-plus miles per hour. But it's Fireball Roberts in his number 3 Pontiac who latches onto the early lead. Jack Smith in his 1959 Chevrolet Impala is closing the gap on the leaders. But Roberts blisters the pavement at an average lap speed of 147 miles per hour to hold on to the lead. Believe it or not, he got his nickname Fireball for his baseball pitching prowess. Round and round they go, 200 laps of flirting with engine-killing speeds and buffeting winds at a speed of 2.5 miles every 64 seconds. But Roberts' pace proves to be too much, and the likable Daytona Beach entry enters the pits for the duration. Tom Pistone takes over, but it's a little too warm under the hood of his 59 Thunderbird, and a pit stop sets him back a lap. Jack Smith in number 47 now holds the lead as the grueling pace shows its effect on tires, engines, and drivers. The Atlanta leadfoot can't hold on either, and Johnny Beauchamp in number 73 threads his Thunderbird into the lead. L.D. Austin has a little hood trouble, but nobody's going to stop and give him a hand this time. Number 42, Lee Petty, squeezes ahead of Beauchamp, but Johnny gets a free ride in the slipstream, bumper to bumper at 140 miles per hour. Late in the race, Petty is still a traffic light ahead of Beauchamp. Starting the last lap, Beauchamp pulls up into piggyback position, and it may be one of the greatest finishes in history. At the wire, it's Petty on the outside by a bumper. But the track judges are fooled temporarily, and Johnny Beauchamp is declared the unofficial winner. Beauchamp receives all the niceties of the winner's office, including this smack from Speedway Queen Scotty McCormick. Newsreel pictures of the finish, however, prove Lee Petty the winner several days later. Oh, well, says Johnny, it was a heck of a lot of fun while it lasted.